All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Model Monday Live. Today is Monday, April 15th, and we got all kinds of fun people in here. We've been off for a couple of weeks, and it's great to be back with everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the weather breaking. John says music's still a hair too loud. Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can bump that down just a bit. Victor K says, TooTallToby, you're a little too quiet. All right, let's bump that up a little bit. Appreciate this, guys. This is the kind of feedback that I need and very much appreciate. It definitely helps us to have a good run and, of course, to have a good recording so we can watch the recording back later. So you guys let me know if that's a little better. I think I made adjustments in both directions, so it should sound pretty good now, but, of course, we can continue to adjust as needed. That was also pretty, like, a banger of a song, so needed to be a little bit loud. Victor K says, good now. Well, if it needs to be fine-tuned at all, let me know. We can definitely keep going. We can keep fine-tuning. Aaron C in the chat. What's up? What's up? Elliot Cruz is here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. John is here. Jern. Orlando Rodriguez is here. Says, I bet Toby's like 5'5". I'll take that bet. I'll take the over on that one. Let's see here. Who else we got in the chat today? Let's bring up the large chat. You guys can see what I'm seeing. Stu 3D is here. What's up? Bjorn is here. Welcome. Amir, what's up? Says hi, Toby. Hi, people. Victor K is here. Nadav is here. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Chris K is here in the chat. Welcome. Jern is here. Elliot is here. Aaron C is here. Will from Brazil joining us today. Awesome. And Dom is here as well. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to TooTallToby's Model Monday Live. Our new strategy is we're going to start the live stream right at 1 o'clock instead of having the lead into 1 o'clock. That way we can make sure we don't run out of time before the end of the hour so that you guys are all able to enjoy the stream for the entire duration. Nobody gets ripped off or anything like that. So we want to make sure that everybody can enjoy the stream for the entire hour. So let's get right into it here. Model Monday Live kicks off April 15th with some 3D CAD modeling practice, some friendly competition amongst the chat. Who is the fastest 3D CAD modeler in the chat? That's what we're going to find out today on this episode of Model Monday Live. Look at that. It looks perfect. Aaron Cease has been traveling a lot the past couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to participate. Hopefully I can catch up on the leaderboard today. Well, Aaron C., we've actually been off for the past 2 weeks. So perfect timing. We took off. We knew you were traveling, so we took off for a couple of weeks. Now we're back. It says hopefully I can catch up on the leaderboard today. Yeah, the Model Monday Live leaderboard at TooTallToby.com. Everybody's vying for first place on that leaderboard. Aaron says, I plan my trips around TooTallToby Model Monday. Yeah, that's a great strategy. Solid strategy. So today we're going to do 2 CAD speed modeling challenges for the chat. Anybody who's in the chat using any 3D CAD system can participate. And we're going to find out who is the fastest in the chat. We're going to do a little bit of a tournament and news update. We're going to do a live solve using SolidWorks. And of course, we're going to interact with the best chat ever. I'm going to live solve this one today. I had somebody in the comments say they wanted me to solve this using SolidWorks. So this is one that came from the tournament, the square cap. We also had this one as a practice model. So we're going to do this as a live solve a little bit later in the episode today. Pretty straightforward part, but I think it's good to kind of go over some of these straightforward parts. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a tier 1 or if it's a tier 5 or even a tier 10. It's always good to have the the opportunity to kind of talk through what we do whenever we're looking at a 3D model, whether it's a very simple model or a more difficult model. It's always good to just kind of review those basics. You look at the model, you try to figure out where's the origin going to be located. You try to figure out where is the starting plane, the starting profile. Is there symmetry? You know, are there things that we can use to kind of help, help out with symmetry to kind of help us locate the origin and make the process a little simpler? So Aaron C says, let's do a tier 11. Let's go. I'll just show you a picture of a guy's face. I'll say, hey, model this. First person to get it right wins. All right, so in these CAD speed modeling challenges, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the chat a 2D print, and I'm going to ask you to turn that into a 3D model as quickly as you can. You're going to try to calculate the mass of that 3D model and input that mass directly in the YouTube chat. And whoever is able to come up with that correct mass, the accurate mass in the YouTube chat, the fastest will be declared the winner. Now, the basic rules are you can use any 3D CAD package as long as you can input density and output mass. And you need to make sure that you use the specified precision. If the model, for example, is in inch, pound, seconds, and the answer is 0.xxx pounds, make sure that you use the specified precision, or you could go more precise. But if you go less precise, you're probably going to go outside of spec. And the first correct answer in the chat will be declared the winner. We'll get a point. We'll land on the TooTallToby Model Monday Live leaderboard on the website as well. Okay, the units that we work in Model Monday Live are shown here on the screen. If you're here for the first time, maybe just take a sec and grab a screen capture of these units, and especially of these materials, because in your CAD system, the materials might be a little different. I've got a tutorial on the Onshape YouTube channel showing how to create custom materials in Onshape. But if you're using a different CAD package like Fusion 360 or FreeCAD or something like that, you might have to go through and create your own custom materials here. VVV says, first timer here. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us, VVV. Good luck. Good luck. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. Everybody in the chat here will be happy to help you with any questions you have. But the big thing is just make sure you have the correct density, whether that means creating a custom material or just inputting a custom density. Just make sure you have the correct density. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And the advanced rules are, this is meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally, I make mistakes. I include the incorrect density on the print, or maybe have a bad dimension, or a tolerance that's too tight. So occasionally I'll make a mistake. If that happens, we'll just call an audible and we'll figure it out. And the Ivan exploit is permitted. Video coming soon demonstrating the Ivan exploit. All right, guys, here we go. First challenge. Your first challenge here in this episode of Model Monday Live begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in in 0.xxx pounds? The tolerance for this part is plus or minus 0.001 pounds. This part is called plastic port cover. It's made from ABS. It's in inches. I know you guys love inches. It's a tier 4 part, tier 4 complexity. And you can see there are some magenta, we call those Toby notes on the print. The flange running around the outside is, yeah, it's not centered on the screen, I know. I didn't want to move it in case people were grabbing a screen capture. I'll fix it before the end here. But nothing is missing from the print there, Jern. So the flange going around the outside of this part is offset by 0.75 all the way around. And those holes are offset in from the outer rim at 0.375. The model has a consistent wall thickness of 0.25 default wall thickness, except in that one area where you can see there's kind of like a little raised, 0.125 raised area. That is the plastic port cover, a new model for this episode of Model Monday Live. Trying to make sure I keep giving you guys as many new models as I can. Let's see what we can do about getting this centered on the broadcast. There we go. It's just that easy. A new model for this episode of Model Monday Live, 24-0413. Tier 4 model, kind of in between Tier 3 and Tier 4. But really Tier 4. All right, I hope that everyone had enough time to take a look at that model, to come up with a game plan. Good luck to everyone. I'd say actually, maybe I'm being a little too rough there. It is really like square in the range of Tier 4. If we look at our tools that we use to calculate the tier ranking for a model like this. Da Vinci is here in the chat. What's up, Da Vinci? Welcome, welcome. All right, good luck to everyone. Turn that into a 3D model. Tell me what the mass is. 0.xxx pounds. Tolerance is plus or minus 0.001 pounds. Very tight tolerance on this one. Usually it's around there though, right? Sometimes it's even tighter. All right. Good luck to everybody. Good luck creating this model. This will be a fun one, I think, for everybody out there, depending what CAD system you're using. Looks like we've got 31 people watching today. Let's make sure that we hit that like button. This is the easiest way to support the channel. You want to support the channel, you want to keep seeing great content like this, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get that ratio to be 31 people watching and 31 likes. Always good to get that ratio to match up. 31 people watching, 31 likes. That's what we want to see. And of course, share and reshare. If you like what you're doing here on Model Monday Live, if you like this kind of stuff, it's kind of cool interaction with different CAD users, with different CAD systems, a little chance to kind of get your week started with some cool practice models live against the chat, then share what you have learned here today. Tell other people about the channel. Take a screen capture, send it out to other people. Of course, your challenge is to talk to one coworker. Walk up to this guy while he's working on his bar graph and say to him, hey, have you heard about TooTallToby? Have you heard about TooTallToby.com? Have you heard about Model Monday Live? If not, you need to check this out. And let your coworkers know what we're doing here on Model Monday Live and on TooTallToby.com. It is a good time. We're already seeing some answers come in. Man, these guys are wizards. And of course, we do work off a value for value system. If you go to TooTallToby.com, the website, you'll see up at the top here, we have a thing called value for value. Our service is not run by charging subscription, but we do aim for our platform to provide you with premium value. Really, it should say premium value. So if you feel like you're getting value out of the channel, this is your chance to send some value back. You can do it here at TooTallToby.com/donate, value for value. You could do it here in YouTube through Super Chat. You could do it here through Super Thanks if you're watching the recording. So lots of ways that you can do this. Of course, if you do it at TooTallToby.com/donate, there is an option in there to set up a recurring donation, and that is always very much appreciated too. Helps us to do our budget planning. So always very much appreciated, any kind of financial contribution back to the channel. All right, guys, let's go here. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of TooTallToby. The next tournament, when is the next tournament going to happen? It's looking like the next tournament is going to be the World Championship 2024, which will probably have a final date in October. So I know that seems like it's really far out, but it's not really that far out. I mean, if you think about how we backdate the start of the tournament and how we, run the qualifications and everything for the tournament, it's not actually that far out. So the World Championship 2024 is going to come up a little bit later this year. Of course, last year we had the World Championship 2023. We had 4 amazing finalists, 2 of whom are here with us right now today in the form of Victor K and Aaron C. And then, of course, we also had Ivan the Reasonable and Imants going into the Final 4. And it was none other than Victor K himself who took down the entire tournament. First place in that tournament, some great prizes, some prize money. And so we're looking forward to seeing what happens in the World Championship 2024. Of course, we're going to make some changes. We always are trying to mix things up a little bit, really dial in the formula. So we are going to make some changes going into the World Championship 2024. But it was a great tournament last year, great turnout. Lots of people from all around the world, and looking forward to seeing how we can improve things this year for the 2024 tournament. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, also happening in the world of TooTallToby is the opportunity to take some training classes. We do have a training class coming up next week. If you're a SolidWorks user and you want to learn about advanced part design, this is a great chance for you to take some training with Toby. It's 2 days, live training with an instructor, paid training, live training with an instructor. You know, a lot of times your employer will pick up the cost of this, and it takes place during the day. So, hopefully they'll give you the time off also to take the training. It does take place remotely, so you get to take it right at your computer. It takes place from 9 to 3, so you could still go to the office and get some work in before training and after training. So it should be pretty easy sell to your managers if you're interested in taking this training class, Advanced SW Part Design. We learn a lot about different types of advanced filleting and chamfering, splines, 3D curves, 3D sketching, sweeps, lofts, delete face, multi-body techniques, and advanced patterns in this class. So great value for a 2-day class, 2 days of live training. And if you're interested in signing up for that, you can visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We do have some other training classes coming up throughout the year, but that's the one that's really hot right now, the Advanced SW Part Design training. So if you are interested, or if you have other people that you work with, maybe you're an expert. I mean, you're here at Model Monday Live. You're probably, one of the experts at your company. But if you've got coworkers who are using SolidWorks who maybe want to learn a little bit more about advanced part modeling, this is a great chance. Give them 2-day boot camp, all about how to learn about advanced part design in SolidWorks, all these topics that are listed here. And you can visit us at TooTallToby.com/training to learn more about that class. All right, what else is going on in the world of TooTallToby? I love seeing all of these comments coming in. The March leaderboard. The March leaderboard is up and running, is active. And with the March leaderboard, what you're able to do is you're able to take a look at these 3 models that are shown here and the drawings for these models, and you're able to practice them as much as you want, and then see how fast can you get through these models. And we've got one runner up here with a time of 5 minutes and 14 seconds. Verified run using Fusion. It actually could have been faster, but that runner ended up, there was like when he showed the mass of the second part, he didn't show it correct. And then at the end of the run, he went back and showed the correct mass, and that added on about 12 seconds to his run. So it could have been even faster. Very impressive runs there. But all those runs are shown at TooTallToby.com/leaderboard. If you go to TooTallToby.com/leaderboard, you can see here Bupher, Bupher from the United States running Fusion 360. And then you could click here and you could see this run. And one of the things that happens in these runs is that you've got the ability to exploit your CAD software if it remembers things. And so what I mean by that is if we're running this here, look, this is running in real time. This is Fusion 360 running in real time on this run. And you can see that what the user did for this first model was came across, created a line horizontal, created a line vertical, and then went into that thin feature extrude really, really fast with that thin feature extrude. Now, why did that happen so fast? It happened because the software remembered what the thin feature extrude parameters were from a previous run. The software just happens to be set up so that it remembers. This is what Fusion does. SolidWorks does this as well. And you're going to see it here again in just a moment. So here you see that cut extrude. Now, watch this hole wizard that the user puts in here. Look at that. That was like one click. Like, I'm going to rewind it there. One click and the hole wizard just ended up dropping in the correct size hole. Well, this is the same thing that SolidWorks does. SolidWorks remembers what parameters you used the last time you used Hole Wizard. And this is Fusion 360 we're looking at here. It's not called Hole Wizard, but the whole creation tool works the same way. Here, I'll rewind it one more time. So you can see that the user just like was ready to create that hole, clicked on that point, boom, the hole gets created, gets dropped right in the exact correct spot with the exact correct parameters. And this is actually an exploit that I've included in the rules. It's in the rules. So here, if you look at the leaderboard challenge rules, you can see it's this rule number, what is it, 3? Let's see here, 3E. Some programs like SolidWorks will remember your settings from the previous use of a command. This is an exploit which is allowed to submissions to the monthly leaderboard. If you can figure out a way to work this for your program, go for it. And so it's one of these things where, yeah, Dom is saying, I wasn't sure if that was allowed, if we had to clear the whole custom hole wizard sizes. No, I mean, I can't stop this, you know, like I wouldn't allow it if you went into Hole Wizard and you pre-populated a list of all the custom holes that are used for that challenge. I wouldn't allow that. I would consider that against the spirit of the contest, because you're specifically programming that list for this challenge, you know? So I think that would be off limits. But the software remembering what you did on the previous run, like, I can't really stop people from doing that, because what am I going to say? Am I going to tell people, like, whenever you go into Hole Wizard, you have to delete the value, which is the correct value, and then retype it in? Like, that seems a little crazy that some people would have to do that. And it would be very hard to convey that as a rule as well. So if you happen to find things in your software that are little kind of like, oh, this is sort of cheating, but not really, like, if it's just the way the software happens to work, that's fine. Go for it. I mean, that kind of stuff does occasionally come up in engineering as well. You do one part, it uses a hole size, then you're going to be doing a matching part, it uses the same hole size. Go for it. Like, it lets you make those parts that much quicker. But I thought that was a great use of the Rule 3E exploit. I remember I saw this a couple of last year during one of the leaderboards. There was a user who, like, it was really clever how he did it. Like, he did one feature as a thin feature, then he did the next feature as a rib, then he did the next feature using something else, you know. So it was like really clever how he had the stuff kind of pre-populated. And you know, again, it's something that, yeah, besides if it's allowed for everyone, then it's kind of fair. Yeah, it's not only that it's allowed for everyone, but it's just kind of like, I couldn't really stop it anyway if I wanted to. I can't stop people from that particular exploit. So I just kind of wrote it into the rules. It is an exploit, and I thought it was really cool that Buford was able to figure that out and ended up creating this first part, and I think like just over a minute for that first part. Let's see what his completion time was for this first part. Let's see here. 1 minute 16 seconds for that first part. So really, really cool. Really speedy runs here on the leaderboard. If you ever want to get in there and start seeing what's going on with some of these runs, visit TooTallToby.com/leaderboard. You know, you don't have to participate, but you can just watch some of these other runs, and I'm sure that you're going to pick up on some cool stuff. And sometimes it's nice just to see other CAD software, like DaVinci went in and did a run in plasticity. Awesome. So a little later today, oops, maybe I wasn't showing my screen for that when I went back and showed that again. But DaVinci, you can see here, went in and did a run in plasticity, so you can watch a video of DaVinci running plasticity, doing the leaderboard. Later today, I'll go in and I'll get QWERTY. I'll get their run and verify it. I'll delete this extra run down here. There's also a new rule in the leaderboard now where you can run it using multiple CAD systems. So here, if we look at the rules again, the way that your time will be shown here is once you submit your time, you can continue submitting speed runs to get better times. Your fastest time will be considered your official submission. All slower times will be deleted. But then here it says you may submit using different CAD systems. Similar to section 4A, your fastest time per CAD system will be your official time, and all other times will be deleted. This means one user could potentially hold first place, second place, and third place on the same leaderboard if that user was a wizard in 3 different CAD systems. So pretty cool stuff. You can actually run it using multiple CAD systems now. So take a look. There's a new section for the video rules. If you want to see me kind of going through and explaining the new rules, are all listed here. If you want to see my run from April using SolidWorks, that's shown here too. And if you want to give it a try, the leaderboard is up, running, and active. And of course, we're still releasing videos all the time. Lots of power moves, lots of practice models, lots of shorts. We're doing shorts every single day. Every single day since January. We're almost on day 100 of releasing a new shorts every day. One thing that's kind of cool about the shorts, I didn't really think about this until just recently, but the way that I'm doing those shorts is it's always one run. It's almost always one run. There's almost never any edits in those shorts. So it's like I'm giving myself a new engineering constraint. I need to convey to you a pro move that is going to be valuable to you, but I need to do it in less than 60 seconds, and I need to do it without any editing. So whenever you're watching them, or like if you share that with somebody else, if you have a fellow engineering SolidWorks enthusiast or Onshape enthusiast, Onshape shorts are coming soon. Don't worry, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the Onshape shorts. They're coming soon. But for now, it's all SolidWorks stuff. But whenever you're watching those, just keep in mind that that's all one take. Like, I'm just doing that live and just kind of going through and challenging myself to deliver to you a 45-second, 50-second quick tip without doing any edits or anything like that. That's why I'm always like looking down, because I'm always looking down at the screen trying to make sure I get all my clicks correct. So just keep that in mind when you're watching those shorts. I think it's pretty cool. Aaron C says, Toby shorts are amazing. Thank you. And also, I love the drive sketch video. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're enjoying those. We'll keep getting lots and lots of tips and tricks out there for everybody. Alrighty, and the Spring Open Final Four recap. Imants, once again, Imants in the Final Four. Very nice. Dom, Airwick, and Crispy Co. were all in the Final Four, and it was none other than Airwick who took it all down, our 2024 Spring Open champion. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because Airwick is going to be joining me next week on Model Monday Live. We got a special guest next week. Our winner from the Spring Open is going to be here next week and is going to be joining us. So very excited to sit with Airwick to talk to him about his strategy for these modeling challenges. We often see him here in Model Monday Live. We always see him in the practice models, regular here on the show and in the community, and very excited to talk to him next week about Onshape and why he switched from SolidWorks to Onshape and how he was able to lock down that win. Airwick had a brutal path to victory, and a lot of his matches went to 3 matches. It was really cool. So maybe I'll put together like a highlight reel of all Airwick's matches all the way through the tournament, because that would probably be a lot of fun to watch. All right, I think that's it for the TTT news for now. The practice models update. Yeah, we do have a practice models update. There's 34 models up there now. So good luck if you want to do the practice models. They're a lot of fun. There's built-in clock. There's tiered level difficulty. If you haven't been here before, if you haven't checked out TooTallToby.com before, when you go to TooTallToby.com, there's basically, guys, the idea with this page is that there's basically 3 avenues you can go down. You can go down free practice, which is like you against yourself. You're not going against anybody other than yourself there. There's a speed modeling leaderboard where it's you against the community, but you can practice as many times as you want over and over and over and over and over again. Or it's the live competition, you versus somebody else, CAD versus CAD. So that's like the Model Monday Live and the tournaments. Those are the 3 avenues you can go down on the website. And we talked about the speed modeling leaderboard a moment ago, but the free practice is a little different. With the free practice, what we have are these challenges where you get into the challenge, and once you get in there, there's going to be a clock, and you're going to see how long it takes you to complete that challenge. So this one took me 6 minutes and 58 seconds to complete. And we're actively working on this section of the website right now, the Practice Models app. We're going to give you guys more and more functionality, but just keep in mind that as you're going through those, it's intended for you to look at the print and do the challenge. You're not supposed to go back and like keep trying or like peek at the print ahead of time or anything. It's really meant to just like look at the print and then do the challenge. So if you want to check this out, TooTallToby.com/practice, lots of free challenges in here for everybody to try. I think we're up to 34 now. And if we go to the community scoreboard here, you can see, yeah, there's 34 total. And you can also see here that there's like over 200 people that have done at least one. So it's been a lot of fun getting this out. Look, we got a Creo guy in here. That's pretty cool. It's been a lot of fun getting these out there, and I'm going to continue releasing these models. There'll be more that go up today, and they are listed by tier. So if you only wanted to do, you know, certain tiers, you could turn on the filter here and then say like, I only want to see tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. I don't want to do any of the other ones. You know, I just want to challenge myself to do these ones here. So you can filter these whether you're looking at it in the grid or looking at it in the you know, in the standard view. These are all tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. If you're not ready for anything higher than that yet, that's fine. You can just kind of start out on those beginning ones. Rob Knightley here in the chat. What's up, my man? And I saw Mike Puckett in the chat too. What's up, Mike? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I saw you pop in there, say hello. Always great to see Mike here in the chat. Old friend of the show and old personal friend as well. All right, guys. I think that's it for the updates. Check out TooTallToby.com/practice. We're going to have some more updates to practice coming in the very near future as well. Don't forget, if you enjoy this kind of stuff, if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the YouTube, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, support the channel. Easiest way to support the channel is to like and subscribe. All right, we are at the 30-minute mark here, so let's take a look at our answer for number 1. Jerry Smith is in the chat. What's up, Jerry? Love that avatar. One of my favorite characters of all time. Jerry is the best. Hi, Toby. I just started using SolidWorks in my class, and your vids have been super helpful. Thank you, Jerry. Don't forget to check out TooTallToby.com/practice as well. More great practice for you and for your class. Are you a teacher or are you a student in that class? Let us know. Let us know. All right, guys, let's take a look here. See how we're doing for this first challenge. I saw Victor K came in with the first answer and then like insta revise. So here on Model Monday Live, you can answer and then you can revise. 0.349, Victor K, 0.353, Aaron C, 0.353. Aaron C says, dang, I thought I had it. Victor K almost forgot the rib. GG, Victor K. Okay, Will from Brazil, 0.349. Matching Victor K there. Oh, Will revising, 0.353. Bjorn, 0.353. Dom Linder, 0.353. Amir, 0.353. Stu 3D, 0.353. Very nice, very nice. Jern, 0.353. Built in build 123D. Very, very nice. Very nice. Aaron C saying, yeah, we should do some kind of a gradient system. Yeah, we've thought about that too, Aaron C. Totally legit suggestion. When we visit TooTallToby.com, if you go to Model Monday Live, you can see we do keep track of the points, but maybe having more of a gradient system. It's, you know, it's a process. We're developing all these different apps. So right now our main focus is on practice models. We're really focusing on practice models. We did a little revamp of the leaderboard. You noticed last month, the leaderboard now is tied into your user profile. So when you go to edit profile here, this information has to do with the leaderboard up here. This My CAD info ties into your leaderboard submission, as well as down here, you've got this monthly leaderboards, and this is where you post the link to your video run. So everything is, everything is linked to from the leaderboard, from the speed modeling leaderboard. It's all linked back to your profile. That was a huge revamp that we did this past month. And now we're really focusing on the practice models app. So we got the leaderboard app updated. Now we're really focusing on the practice models app. And then eventually, yeah, we'll get to the Model Monday Live app, and we'll have a little more, integration with that into the whole system too. So great suggestion. Stu3D in the chat says, why don't we just make it the top 10? I like that too. Yeah. Great suggestion from Stu3D. Make sure that we get everybody in there. Everybody who enters an answer will get in there. So our very first answer came in from Victor K, 0.349. Victor K then revised to 0.353. The correct answer is 0.353. So GG to Victor K for getting that answer and getting it correct first and earning that point on the Model Monday Live leaderboard there. GG to Victor K. Everybody give Victor K a GG in the chat. He is currently the world champion of 3D CAD speed modeling. So very impressive and continues to dominate in the streets. That's what we like to see. Who's going to take him down? You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Don't forget. I forget what movie that's from, but, you know, I'm sure it's important. So, if anybody can remember what movie that's from, tell me, and then I'll remember. Then I'll be like, oh, that's right, I just watched that movie. So, to be the best, you got to beat the best. All right, so congratulations to everybody who got that one correct, and let's move on to our next challenge here today. Is Airwick the spring champion then? Yeah, I mean, the spring opens, they're a little bit more casual. We don't have the, the international 3D CAD speed modeling regulatory board breathing down our necks the way we do during the World Championship. So we get to be a little bit more, it's a little bit more lenient in the Spring Open. Spring Open is almost like an exhibition type tournament. So yeah, Airwick is the champion of the Spring Open for sure. But there's only one world champion per year in that, international speed modeling sanctioned tournament, the World Championship. PC Arduino says he's teaching too many classes as of late. Oh, well, we're very glad to be here with you, PC Arduino. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for being a teacher. All right, guys, here we go. Next challenge. Challenge number 2 on this episode of Model Monday Live begins in 3, 2. Get your screen capture software ready. This challenge begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? Tolerance is plus or minus 4 grams. This part's made from plain carbon steel. We're back to millimeters. Everybody loves millimeters. Back to millimeters. This is a tier 5 part. Now, why is this a tier 5 part? Because it's a little bit tricky. That's why. It being tricky bumped it up from tier 4 to tier 5. So a little bit of a tricky part here. Take a look at those magenta notes. They're going to be very important. They're definitely going to help you. Look at the different angled views. Watch those magenta notes. And especially that one in the upper left. The section view passes through the origin. That is very important. So make sure that you are looking at those notes and using those notes to help you in the creation of this model. And good luck on this one. This one is a fun one. Very fun. Take some planning. Got to look at this model, come up with a plan. How am I going to build this thing? That is the question. Yo, Rockcrawler in the chat. What's up? Welcome, welcome, and GG. Yes, indeed. Great seeing you in here. All right, guys. Hope that was enough time because I am moving on. And we are going to do a live solve here today. Here we go. This live solve is going to use SolidWorks. So let's get into it here. Let me launch my favorite version of SolidWorks. SolidWorks 2015. A lot of times you guys ask me, why is SolidWorks 2015 my favorite version? I think I'm going to make a video on that. Video on the things about 2015 that I like, that some of these things are not there in the newer versions. But the main reason why is just because I think it's a perfect balance of functionality and responsiveness. It doesn't do that thing the newer versions do where it just like goes unresponsive for no reason. So I really enjoy that. I like it when my software is snappy. All right, guys, welcome to this SolidWorks 3D modeling live solve. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to solve this model here, 24-01-15 square cap. We had some people in the chat asking for a live solve of this model, and no problem, we could definitely go through and do a live solve of this model. So when looking at a model like this, and really when looking at any 3D CAD model, you always want to kind of follow the same basic process of coming up with a game plan. So before you launch your 3D CAD software, before you start your first sketch, you really want to come up with an idea of what am I going to be making and in what order am I going to be creating that geometry? And there's some kind of key questions you always ask whenever you're starting a new model. The key questions you want to ask yourselves are, where is the origin going to be located? And what is my very first sketch going to look like? And so a lot of times we call this starting plane, starting profile, and origin location. So starting plane means, is it going to be on the front plane, the top plane, the right plane? Starting profile means, what is my very first sketch going to look like? Now, the way we come up with the answer to that question is we first start out by looking at, does the model have symmetry in one or more directions? So this model does have symmetry in two directions, straight down through there and then across. We got these center line symmetric indicators. So whenever you have two lines of symmetry intersecting, that usually means that the origin is going to be at that intersection. So the origin is probably going to be right here at the center of the part. Now, the next thing we want to ask ourselves is, does it make sense to create half the model or a quarter of the model and then reuse that geometry? And I think in this model, it probably makes sense to do that. We could just create a quarter of the model and then mirror it twice. So now we know that we're only going to be creating a quarter of the model. So that means that probably our first profile is going to look something like this. Our starting profile is going to look something like this, just one quarter of the model. And so once you kind of have that first sketch planned out, then you can extrapolate from there to figure out what the rest of the modeling process is going to look like. So maybe if the first sketch looks like this, then our first feature is going to be a solid extrusion that kind of comes down and creates that first region of the model. Then we can maybe shell that solid extrusion to give ourselves kind of a hollowed out version of this thing. So we shell this thing and kind of hollow this out a little bit. And then we could cut away this rib shape here. And so now at that point, you know, for me, what I would probably do is I would probably then mirror that and mirror that. So mirror it in the two directions. And then I would finish up with this extrusion up top here and the counter bore that's going down through that extrusion. So this is the process you want to get into in your head. Whenever you're looking at a model, you always want to start out by thinking, what's my first sketch going to look like? What's my first feature going to look like? But you also kind of want to go through and think about what the entire model is going to look like as far as like the different steps that you're going to be doing as you go through and create the remainder of the model. So now that I've got this basic plan in place, I just want to kind of look at the model, look and see if there's anything tricky about the model. It doesn't really look like there's anything that tricky about this model. There's no like crazy trigonometry that I have to do or anything like that. I think the main thing is just going to be deciding how I'm going to handle this region as I'm designing just one quarter of the model. So let's get into it here. Hopefully the geometry will just kind of resolve itself in that center region. But if it doesn't, I'll come up with something as far as a solution goes. So I'm using Windows snipping tool here, just grabbing a snippet. Rockcrawler said, I was having Model Monday Live withdrawal. Yeah, well, it's great to see you in here again, Rockcrawler. Thanks for joining us again, bro. All right, so let's get into it here, and we are going to jump into SolidWorks. We're going to make a new part here. This part is going to be in millimeters using plain carbon steel. So I do have some templates set up here to help me speed along that process. And then I'm going to go to the top plane, begin to sketch, and I'm going to create a rectangle. So top plane, begin to sketch, S key, rectangle, single click the origin, move out here, and then I'm going to drop in the lines for that rectangle. Now, I could either drop in these lines for the rectangle ahead of time, or a little trick that I like to use sometimes is I will create some center lines if I know I'm going to be using doubled geometry. So I'll create some center lines here, and then I can create a dimension from here to the center line and give that a distance of 155, and I can create a dimension from here to the center line and cross over and give that a distance of 155. And that gives me a nice, simple fully defined sketch to get things started. It's always good to start out with simple geometry. Keep your sketches simple. So could I go in here and add that corner radius in this, in this initial sketch? Absolutely. But, whenever you add a radius, you're going to end up with additional tangency. This is 16. Additional tangency relationships. So additional tangency. Sometimes you also get like intersection points. And it just seems to me like maybe that's a little bit too much, a little too busy for this sketch. So a lot of times I try to keep my sketches simple. So I'll just create that geometry, extrude that up. That's going to go up to a height of 26 millimeters. There we go. And then I will add a fillet. So S key, fillet, just pressing S on my keyboard, 16 millimeters, and add a fillet here right on that corner. And then if we want bonus points, we can go in, we can change the color of this part to kind of match the color on the print. Also, maybe make it a little bit easier to see as I'm going through the model. So now I'm going to be creating the removal of that material from the underside. So it looks like the wall thickness on the top of the model is 7 millimeters, and the wall thickness on the sides of the model are 7 millimeters. So that says to me, let's do a shell. And with a shell command, what you do is you pick a face, and then the geometry from that face is removed, and the geometry from all the other walls is offset. This is performing what's called a surface offset. So it's actually taking this face here and going into surfaces and doing offset surface at the distance that you said, 7 millimeters, reverse the direction. There's that offset surface at 7 millimeters. You can kind of see it here along this edge, offset surface at 7 millimeters. Well, SolidWorks is doing that all throughout the model, leaving us with this kind of interior geometry. So if you ever use a shell command before, you're actually doing surfacing, believe it or not. But it just kind of takes care of all that behind the scenes for us. So this isn't quite what I want. Let's edit that shell command, edit feature. And let's say we also want to remove this face and this face. And now all the remaining faces are offset to 7 millimeters. And that looks like a pretty good start for this model. So now we've got that shell in place. Now let's select this face here, begin a sketch, orient our view. So I did that with a Control 8. And now we're going to create a line here. I'm just going to do this with a center line. Just create a center line here and then put in a dimension at 45 degrees. That should kind of help me get things aligned. It's also going to give me an option to maybe mirror the geometry when I'm done. So now I'm going to create a regular solid line. So S key line, start here at this edge. And now I want this line to be parallel to that center line. So in SolidWorks, a lot of times if you just hold your mouse over an existing entity and then move back, you'll see that you're picking up now on that yellow sketch relationship indicator, which is telling me that that is going to add that relationship. So I'm going to end up with a yellow sketch relationship. So let me just do that again. I begin the line command, click here, move up in this area. Look, there's nothing that says parallel. There's nothing to pick up on here that says parallel. But if I hold my cursor over this line first and then move back over this line, back into this area, now you can see that I'm getting a parallel relationship. So that's how you pick it up. So you don't have to like draw the line, then hit escape, pick one, hold control, pick the other, let go of control, parallel. You don't have to do any of that. If you just start the line, hold your mouse over that other line, and then move back over, then look, now we're going to get a parallel relationship between those two. Pretty cool, right? So the way that you activate that is you hold your mouse over the entity that you want the relationship to. And then this is going to go vertical, and then this is going to come back over to this edge, and then it's going to close off here. And so now I've created that kind of, the opposite of the shape of that rib. And I can then take a dimension here, smart dimension. We'll make this a smart dimension here at 7 millimeters. Because the default wall thickness is 7 millimeters, and we'll create a dimension here from this edge to that line there at 33 millimeters, and then we'll create a mirror of this geometry. So we can just take a window here around all this geometry. In one of my Power Move videos, I talked about adding the mirror entities to your context bar. So mirror, that's going to mirror that all the way across. Now, if we want to, we could add some additional dimensions just to make sure that our values are correct. And one of the things that I did a long time ago in SolidWorks was I went into my options. Well, I didn't actually do this in the options, but I got an error saying adding this dimension will cause the sketch to go over defined. So let me check that so that it comes back. So you know how when you're adding dimensions, if it's a over defining dimension, you always get like this box. It's on this screen. You get this box here, make this dimension driven. Well, if you just say, don't show me that again, make this dimension driven, don't show me again, then every time you add a dimension just to like kind of confirm a value, it just automatically shows up as driven and you can move on. Now, if I'm going to add this one's going to be driving, but that's kind of a little trick you can do also to save some time. So this is going to be 22. And then again, if I wanted to just to kind of check that against the drawing, you can just go in here and look, now that just automatically shows up as driven. Kind of cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this model and take this sketch and we're going to do a cut extrude. So S key, extrude cut, and then right mouse button through all, right mouse button. And there we go. That cuts that geometry away. This is looking pretty close to what we want. And so now we're going to use a little trick that I actually learned from Aaron C, just kind of through proxy, but through Aaron C. If we select a face of the model, and then you see here in the tree, you have this folder that says Solid Bodies 1. Well, if you select a face for the model and then you expand that folder and hold control and then pick that body and then let go of control. Well, what I've done is I've customized the context toolbar here, the toolbar that shows up automatically, and I added the mirror feature command. So features, mirror, I drag and drop that on there. So now you see I've got the mirror there. So that means that anytime I want to do a mirror all, I just pick this face, hold control, pick this body, let go of control, mirror, move my mouse a little to the right, and then right mouse button. Pick this face, hold control, pick this body, let go of control, mirror, move my mouse a little to the right, and right mouse button. And that is a super fast way to do mirror alls. Even if you're doing them across a face, you can still do them super fast. So now I've got to do my final circular extrusion here. So we'll add in this circular extrusion. This is going to be at a diameter of 42, great number. And we're going to extrude that up to a height of, this is going to be 50 minus 26 in that upward direction. And then in direction 2, we're going to go up to surface, or I could go up to vertex if I wanted to, but I'll go up to surface just to keep this clean. And it's going to go up to this surface here. And there we go. That gives us that shape. And now to finish this off, I just need to do a hole wizard hole. So hole wizard, and this is going to be at 14 through by 30 counter bore by 10 deep. And that position is going to be right here on the origin. And there we go. Final spin. Looks like it matches the drawing. Let's do a control Q to rebuild everything. Let's look at the mass. Looks like the mass is showing up here in my sensor at 1441. And so now we are going to go back to, the practice models app and input that value. Or in this case, we're going to take a look here and see, did we get it right? Oh yeah, 1441 is the correct answer. GG, Toby. We did it. We got it right. 1441 is the correct answer. So that is the live solve of this 24-01-15 square cap. I hope that was helpful to everybody. I hope you guys learned some cool tips and tricks on that. We're going to get into it here and show you guys the answer to number 2. But just before we do, just as a reminder, make sure that you hit that like button. Looks like we've got 34 people watching. Let's see how many likes we got right now. 32 likes, 34 people watching. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to hit that like button. We definitely want that to get there and get there and get correct. Airwick is here, says, seriously late to the party today, but I thought I'd say hi anyway. Nice. Welcome. Nice spelling of hi there as well. Thank you for joining us, Airwick. Looking forward to seeing you here live next week. Can't wait. Guys, if you're enjoying this channel, be sure to support with value for value. Don't forget, if you want to do value for value, you can use Super Chat, send some financial support our way. Super thanks if you're watching the recording, or the website, which is a preferred method. You can visit TooTallToby.com/donate. And don't forget, at TooTallToby.com/donate, you can set up a monthly contribution. Always very much appreciated. If you're enjoying what we're doing here on the channel and doing with the website, it's a great way to send some value back. We try to put out a lot of value here on the website, so a great way to send some value back. All right. And of course, take some training. We do have that training coming up next week. Live training. Great way to support the channel. All right. Let's see what the chat thought about this challenge. Saw some real nice comments there from Aaron. Glad you're liking this. Air Gunners says hi from Egypt. Top, welcome. Thanks for joining us, Air Gunners. Don't forget to like. Welcome, welcome. All right. Let's see here. Can't wait to see who got it right. Yeah. So the tricky part, first TTT part I've done multi-modeling for. Oh, nice. Multi-body modeling for. Very nice. So I want to say thanks to Toby. Nice job on this part. This one was one of the most fun parts I've done in a while, and an awesome test of skills. Yeah, this one was clunky for me. I like how Aaron's sounds very positive, and Victor K is like, this is a clunky ass drawing. I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. Let's see what the answers were that came in. First answer came in from Aaron C. 4416. Yo, Barry's here in the chat. What's up? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us, Barry. Will from Brazil, 4435. Will revising 4403. Victor K 4392. Victor K 4404. Dom coming in 4416. Bjorn coming in 4416. Love the bimodal distribution of answers here. Nice. Aaron C's got ChatGPT plugged right into his YouTube comments. I like that. Went through and double checked the dimensions for the print. I stand by my answer. Yeah, very nice. Really curious as to where the differences were in some of these models. I think I know where I might have went wrong, but already closed my model and screenshot. Maybe a radius wasn't tangent somewhere. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Any more answers on this one? Don't see any more answers coming in, so let's see what the correct answer is. And by the way, congratulations to anybody who finished this one. This is a tier 5 model. Very challenging to finish these in just a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Let's see what we got here for the correct answer. The correct answer is 4416. Yeah. So who was the winner on that one? None other than our good friend Aaron C. 4416 coming in with the correct answer. GG to Aaron C. GG to Aaron C. Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Great to have you back in here again. Comes back after a few weeks away and right away gets on the leaderboard. Well done to Aaron C. And congratulations to everybody who finished that one, or even anybody who tried it. I will try to remix that out as a practice models video at some point in the next couple of days. So if you didn't get a chance to try it here, I'll throw it up on YouTube so you can try it on there. I'll probably also remix it into one of the April practice models. Don't forget the practice models app is live and we're adding new models every day. So be sure to check out that practice models app. We're going to continue working on that on our end as well. So you're going to see some changes to that app and some really exciting stuff coming. I'll just leave it at that. Don't forget, guys, next week we are going to be with the 2024 Spring Open champion, Airwick. He's going to be talking to us all about his experience with Onshape, his experience with SolidWorks, his experience in the tournament, and we get to pick his brain and ask him any questions we want. So come next week with all of your questions. It is a great opportunity to find out from the mind of a champion how he thinks through these challenges. Aaron C says, Toby, you should do a video tutorial on that part. Be a perfect use case for multibody. On this one here, on the 4-hole flange. Is that what you're saying, Aaron C? If so, we could definitely make it happen. Do a live solve. Maybe we'll do an Onshape live solve on this one. Okay. All right. Thank you. Great suggestion from Aaron C there. Airwick saying, looking forward to next week. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to come back next week, April 22nd, for Airwick. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Model Monday Live. We are running on a slightly more rigorous schedule now, trying to make sure that I respect your guys' time, trying to start right at 1 o'clock and trying to make sure that we get done before 2. So hope you guys are enjoying this new schedule. Thank you so much for joining us today. Awesome time today on this Model Monday Live. Looking forward to coming back next week. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your Monday and a great rest of your week. Be safe, and we'll see everybody next week.